The Nikon Z8 will have the same sensor and image processor as the Nikon Z9 flagship mirrorless camera. Or are we being punked? Detail specs coming up, but first, I encourage you to subscribe and choose all notifications so you're kept informed on the latest camera gear, news, and rumors. How to Fly posted a tweet stating the Nikon Z8 is basically the Z9 without a vertical grip, with the same 45.7 megapixel stack sensor and the X-Speed 7 processor. Because I'm not allowed to publish high-resolution images yet, and then of course proceeded to show this rather suspect image. So who is How to Fly? How reliable is their information? Because when it comes to Nikon rumors, I think of, well, Nikon rumors. Well, one of the sources, Canon, says that How to Fly often posts correct information. And Mirrorless Rumors refers to How to Fly as an extremely reliable source. And while Nikon Rumors doesn't debate that we're getting a Nikon Z8 or even a Z6 Mark III, they do have issues with the timeline. Several sites and YouTube channels, most likely talking about me, are circulating rumors this week that Nikon will announce a new camera in August. A new camera will be the Z6 Mark III, the Z8, or whatever. Of course, there's no specific information or leaks, just an article to attract customers' eyeballs and drive up revenue. Okay, so I'm paraphrasing that last bit, but that's essentially what Nikon Rumors is getting at here. They don't have any reliable sources of information about the Nikon Z8, the Z6, whether it be specifications or when it's coming out. As I said in a previous video, I think that the Nikon Z8 is a foregone conclusion. The only question here that we're seeing is when. Is it going to be August, which is, yeah, that's tomorrow. August is tomorrow, so we could get an announcement of the Nikon Z6 Mark III or the Z8 if How to Fly is correct. And I find this very, very interesting. It looks like that Nikon is taking control of the camera news landscape. Everything we're hearing about right now is all about Nikon, and the summer is a very, very slow time. I mean, just look at the stories that I put out this month. And yes, we are still in July. The stories that I put out, I think there's been about 3 of them, and one of them has all been about the firmware update for the Canon EOS R5 that gives it, you ready for this? Unlimited recording in 8K up to about 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 8K over sample 4K, 4K 60. Really wonderful stuff. Greatly extends the shooting times, and of course the cool down times are much reduced. No news of cameras. And then, of course, we get this tweet from How to Fly about a week ago saying that, yeah, the Z8 and the Z6 III are going to be announced in August. Nikon Rumors is going, well, wait a minute here. I don't know anything about a Nikon Z6 Mark III, a Z7 Mark III, or even a Z8. So there's nothing to validate. Nikon Rumors is working hard. They're trying to find out if they can validate this information from all those sources, and there's nothing anywhere being able to validate it. So How to Fly is coming out and saying, yeah, no, definitely, we have a Z8. It's going to be announced in August, and it's going to have the same sensor, a 45.7 megapixel stack sensor, the same one that comes in the Z9, and it's going to have the X-Speed 7 image processor. So basically, a lot of the internal components, it doesn't mean it's going to have the exact same capabilities. It's not. Otherwise, it would be selling for the same. It wouldn't make sense to have a model at all. It's going to be, for lack of a better word, crippled at a lower price point for those people that don't want a larger body, that want a smaller body. They like the same features. They don't need a super robust buffer. But that's really all we know in terms of specifications. And it is detailed. Knowing the exact image processor and sensor helps a lot. The body size helps a lot. So the Z8 is, well, it sounds very interesting and appealing. The only question is when. So looking back at what How to Fly is saying, we've got Canon Watch, which covers Canon. And what do they know about Nikon? Well, apparently they do know about How to Fly. And they're saying that How to Fly is generally, is the word generally correct? What? I don't want to misquote. Often. Well, so often to me sounds like 60, 70% of the time. So it doesn't mean that they're correct here. So while Canon Watch has said they're often correct, they're not saying that this particular tweet is correct, that they've got the information correct. But then, of course, Mirrorless Rumors comes out and says, yeah, no. And again, let me get exactly what they say. Mirrorless Rumors says they are an extremely reliable source. Extremely. Well, I would put Canon Rumors up in terms of rumor sites as being an extremely reliable source. I think Nikon Rumors is extremely reliable. All I know at this point is that this is really exciting. It sounds like one of those soap operas in the soap opera sweepstakes weeks where everything is coming out. All sorts of crazy information, and that's what we have here. We have very little substance, although granted, the sensor and image processor, that's pretty big. The size of the camera, I didn't expect it to follow what Canon did with the R3 and have a larger body. I expect them to follow what the R5 does, having a slightly smaller body, reducing the buffer size, video being very good, like 8K RAW, but not giving us 8K 60, not giving us Apple ProRes, things like that. In terms of frame rates, having basically the same frame rates, but not the same buffer, so you can't go into those same situations. For most people, I think that the Z8 would do over the Z9 in most situations, but for those really pushing the edge that need the most they can get, especially for photographers that want to get the fastest possible most of the time, the Z9 is going to be the best camera for their situations. But for shooting video, I would probably, based on what I know at this point, if these rumored specs are to hold out, I would probably prefer the Z8 myself. Nikon Rumors also said today that Nikon usually launches new products after the summer vacation season is over in preparation for the end of the year holiday season. And yes, Nikon Rumors is correct. We generally have from, well, the second week of January all the way up till the end of May. Although with the last couple of years, things have been pushing into June, July, and August. You recall 2020, we had the announcement of the Canon EOS R5 in July and ready for sale at the end of July. And then, of course, the Sony a7S III was made available in August. So the last 3 years have been, well, anything but normal. But in a normal season, we have that first major camera season, which ends usually around the end of May. And then starting the second week of September, once everybody's gone back to school, everybody's had a chance to take a deep breath, they're into the new semester, the fall semester, right around that second week of September up to the end of October, we have the second camera season. Usually after the end of October, things kind of lighten and die down a little bit. All the announcements are taken care of from the second week of September up till the end of October, although we'll still get new cameras being released and shipped in October, November, and December. As last year we saw with the Nikon Z9, it was announced at the end of October, I think it was the 27th or the 28th, and started shipping a day or two before Christmas. So Nikon Rumors is correct. Generally, these are the two camera seasons, and beginning of January all the way up till the end of May, and then of course beginning or middle of September all the way up until the end of October. But as I just mentioned, that has been in a state of flux over the last 3 years. If this was 2019, I'd look at these rumors by How to Fly and say, yeah, I don't believe it. We're not going to get any announcements during summer. It's just not what is going to happen. It's not what is expected. This is not how the camera industry works. And the camera industry is pretty much a very conservative industry. They have a way of doing things. Just look at Canon. That company's been fighting internally over the years of how much video to put in their cameras. They see themselves still as a stills camera first and video second, but we're starting to see that change. And with the new mirrorless system, the R system, we're seeing cameras like the Canon EOS R5 that are very, very powerful and capable as video cameras, especially the Canon R5 now today with firmware 1.6. So I do start to see cracks into that way that industry operates. And the last 3 years has been a challenge, not just to the camera industry, but the industry as a whole. So could How to Fly have this correct? Could we be getting 2 new cameras announced in, well, August, just a day away? Could we be getting the Nikon Z8 announced in August? Well, we should know pretty soon. This is exciting. At this point, because of the specs that we have, same image sensor and processor, about the same form factor, same size as the Z7, I wouldn't really worry too much about, yeah, is it going to happen for sure? Just sit back, relax, watch the news, watch the rumors, subscribe to my channel, and when you do subscribe, make sure you choose all notifications, so that way if I publish an up-to-date video on the Nikon Z8, you're going to be the first to know and the information. And here's the key here. You can watch Nikon Rumors, you can watch How to Fly, you can go to Canon Watch, you can go to all these other sites, Mirrorless Rumors, but what I like to do is I take all the information. Every day I'm scanning all the news sites, I'm looking at to see what's out there, I provide you with the information. But then, unlike some viewers who say I'm just copying insert Canon Rumors, Nikon Rumors, or whoever else, I'm providing you my own analysis and opinion, decades of experience in the camera industry. On top of that, you're not just getting the raw specs. So again, make sure you subscribe, choose all notifications to stay up to date on the latest camera news and rumors. And who knows, news of a new Nikon Z8 mirrorless camera on the Z mount very shortly. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Oh, also, before I go, let me know what you think about the Nikon Z8. Do you think it's going to be coming? What do you think of the specs so far? And do me a favor, fill in what you think of the rest of the specs of this camera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.